Okay, this is the second video you would want to watch as you're preparing your audition videos. We're now in iMovie, and I'm going to take the video where I adjusted the sound in GarageBand and import it into here. Now, I already have a project open for Mark, but this was another import that we had done. The first thing you're going to do in iMovie is create a new project. So you're going to go to File and New Project. It's going to come up and give you a lot of options for project themes. You don't want to do one of those. They make it look very campy, very much a home movie, and we don't want to do that. Just going to name the project whatever you want. I'm going to call this Mark Carousel Cut. And the settings for widescreen and 30, that means 30 frames per second, that's standard, and NTSC is the standard encoding that you would use for video. So just kind of leave that stuff alone and you'll be great. There should be this button under here that says automatically add cross dissolve. That's what you want. That basically means that when you bring in a title screen and an ending screen, you're not going to have to try to make a transition. The transition will just show up. So once I have that done, I'm going to say create. And then what I'm going to do is try to import video. So I'm going to import movies, and I'm going to have to go find the file. Now I believe I put Mark under my documents file. I'm going to click date modify to find it quickly, and there he is. So I'm going to click Mark Glaze movie, and I'm going to down here create a new event. An event in iMovie is where you hold the video files that you want to pull up and put into a project. So it's just like you have two files, or two file folders. One is all the original data and one is the finished data. Project is finished and event is raw data. So we're going to name the raw data, the event file, Mark Carousel Cuts Raw. Just to help me remember, that's my raw file. I'm going to say import. And it's going to, actually I want it to move the files. If you tell it copy the files, it will leave the old file where it was. I don't want to have two copies of Mark's raw video. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the one copy in iMovie. It's up to you which one you want to choose. So I'm going to move his files and import. It'll take a second here. Now it's telling me it's generating thumbnails. Thumbnails are what you see right here. Okay. Now that it's done, on the left-hand side in the event library, I have all my different events. And as I click through them, it'll bring up the different video. So I'm going to go to Mark Carousel Cuts Raw. And I'm going to try to find out where he started. Now, as you can see here, he was just kind of hanging out. And as I slide, you'll hear audio pop up. Right around there, I think he started singing. So if I click my cursor, I will get a yellow box. If I move the yellow box down to the end, I am now starting to select the clip that I'm going to drag up into the project. So this is my event folder. This is my project area. So within here, if I put the cursor and hit the space bar, it will play the cut where I'm trying to select it at. So as you can hear right now, there's nothing going on. So I'm going to stop the cursor again when I hear the music start. Good. Now I'm going to drag this yellow over to about that spot, hit play bar again. Good. Maybe nudge it just a little more to get my perfect cut. Good. Then if I go to the end and put the cursor there, I can listen to the end of the cut. Then I'll just pull this over right to about there. So let's go ahead and maybe put it right there. So now I have a finished cut. The hand will grab onto this whole cut if I just put my one finger down, click it, then I'm dragging it up and putting it in the project window. Now it has transferred over there. So I want to put a title screen on this. If I go over to the right hand side, there's a T for text. If I click on that, it's going to open up my title window. Don't get confused by this. This is going to show you just plain text on a black background, and you're probably thinking, I want something more than just black. That's fine. But at first, we're just going to kind of figure out what we want the video text to look like. So let's say for now, I just want to go with my standard in the middle. I'm going to click on this and drag this up to the beginning of the file. Now, I didn't quite get it to the beginning, so it didn't go. We'll try it again. And we see where the green is on the far left side. That means I'm going to put the text box there. Now, it's going to give me a chance to select my background. So let's go with organic. So we'll click organic to choose it. Then I'll come over here into that window on the right and edit the text. We'll say Mark Alpert, singer, dancer, actor. Well, singer, actor, dancer. Or any of the above. Actor, dancer, singer. If I'm not happy with the font, I can do show fonts, and it will give me an option to kind of like change different things and see what I like best. So let's go with Impact. We'll do Impact, and then let's say we want it to be a font number 8. So I've done that. I hit done. It's all set. So now I have Mark's title screen. If you look over here on the left-hand side, I see the blue. I can click on the blue, double-click on the blue, and it opens up the inspector window. And the inspector window allows me to change the duration. So I can make his title video 1 second long if I wanted to. Then I would click done. You can see it just changed it. Or I can make his title video 3 seconds long. Now the text is actually overlaying a slide, and this is the slide. So if I change the text, I also got to change the slide. You do that with the precision editor. No, sorry. You do that with the clip adjustments, and it gives you also your duration, or you could try a different background. So I could say I want to see what his name over the curtain looks like. Then if I decide I don't like the curtain, I could try silk orange. Or then I could just go back to the organic like I had in the first place. Then I tell it done, and it's good. Now this box here are those transition areas, and I could also adjust the transition adjustments, and I could say I don't want it to be 5 seconds, I want it to be 1, and I'll say let's apply that to all transitions. So now I have a 1 second transition after his title. If I drag my mouse to the beginning and hit spacebar to play, I can preview it. The preview window is over there. Then we cut right into Mark. If I scroll down within the project window on the top left, I can then go in and add a final slide. So let's do something kind of cool. We'll do the sideways drift. I'm going to drag sideways drift to the end. Again, I'm going to get an option of a background. And let's say a curtain will be this one. And we'll say online at markalpert.com. And let's just imagine that I like that, and I think it's okay. I now have that complete. It made that slide 2 seconds. I want to make sure people have a chance to see Mark's web address, so let's make the duration 4 seconds first. Now remember, that only changed the slide. Well, I guess in this case, it changed the text as well. So that worked out perfect. So then if I go to the beginning, I have his transition in. Then if I go down to the end, I can check out the final notes, and it will go to the transition out. And then it's finished. If I want to watch this in full screen, I can click this far button that looks like a play button inside a screen. You play that, it will open up the full screen viewer. Now we're watching him in the big screen. And then we just hit the space bar to stop, escape to get out of that window. Now a few other adjustments you want to know about. Anytime you go to a clip, it opens up your tools bar. If I click the toolbar and I go into video adjustments, I could adjust using this the level of black or white in the video. And you'll watch it in the preview screen over there. And so if something was really off, I could change it, or sometimes you may just want to make a minor adjustment. You could change your exposure settings, which can do all kinds of weird things. Most of this you're going to want to leave alone, but if you're like, wow, I look just a little red, you could come over here and adjust the red gain like I just did for Mark there and take the red out of him a little bit. Or if I thought he looked pale, I could add a little red. So let's say we like him with about 94%. I could also choose auto and let the machine do it itself. Then we click done on that. And if I wanted to, if I wasn't happy with the audio quite yet, I could go into audio adjustments on this screen. I also have a chance to bump up the EQ. I have a chance to do normalized clip volume. When you do this, it kind of goes through and automatically adjusts the sound level throughout. So we can preview that.
I gotta get ready.
So maybe I like that. If I don't like it, I just come back to audio adjustments and I say remove normalization. Those are most of the things you're going to want to do in here. You won't really need any of the other settings. Now your video is pretty much done. We have the entry title, the video itself, it's been edited, video adjustments, the audio adjustments were done in GarageBand, final title. Then I can do share. This has got a great YouTube feature, and I can just go into YouTube and say publish my project. I had already set up my account. If you wanted to add an account, you would just click that, and you put in your account name and your password. And then you can put in all the information you want, and it's set up to automatically give you the video quality and everything you need for YouTube. I would probably select at least large, if not HD 720, to get your absolute best. The HD 720 is a bigger file, may take a little bit of time extra to load depending on the person's connection who's viewing you, but I wouldn't go any smaller than large. It starts to look not so great. Or if you just want to export it as a file onto your desktop, you would just do export movie, and then again select large or HD. That'll give you an M4V file, or you can go and export using QuickTime, which will give you a .mov extension. On that, you would do broadband, high, or LAN/intranet to get your optimal video quality. Once you have that file saved, you can upload it as normal. If you have any questions, let me know, and ask your friends, and this should be pretty easy to do once you start getting the hang of it and experimenting with it. Look forward to seeing your videos in the end.